Welcome to Outback Outdoors. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.
What's up guys, Cory here, making another video to help you guys improve your camera skills. In the video today, we're going to talk about focal length, specifically how focal length can distort faces, distort images, so you can capture what you want to capture and how you see it better. A lot of people think of focal length as just the zoom. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. Your best zoom is always your feet when you start using your focal length to compose the image how you want it to be shown. So I have a 16 to 35 here, there's a 24 to 70 on the camera right now, and then I got a 70 to 200 here. We're going to show you some examples of how this can affect things. So if you've been messing around with cameras, I'm sure you know the lower the number, the wider the angle it is. So with a wider angle, you can get a lot in your image. Taking a picture of somebody, if you're far from them, they're going to appear smaller because everything is wide open. You're capturing a lot. But let's say you want to get close and take a portrait and you have your 16 to 35 on there. When I have this turned all the way to 16 and I get close enough that my face fills the frame, my face is going to look a little bit wonky, and that has to do with how close my nose is to the camera and how close my ear is to the camera is seeming drastically different because of how wide angle this is. So with full frame cameras, it's pretty well known that 50 millimeters is equivalent to how our eye sees the world. So this camera that's on, or this lens that's on the camera right now, this is set at 50 millimeters. So I look natural to you. Like if you were sitting on the chair over there talking to me, that's how I wanted to set this up. We're going to swap this around so you can see things, but I'm going to explain it first before I have to move the camera. As I put the wider angle lens on the camera here in a second, I'm going to have to move it closer in order to fill my frame. When I get closer, you're going to see that little bit of distortion in my face. It's probably going to look a little bit more narrow, but my nose in front of my face is going to look bigger. When I back it up to 35, move the camera away, my face is going to flatten out, look a little bit more natural. And then when I get to 50, like you're seeing right now, it looks just like your eye sees it. And then as I back up even more with the longer lens, you'll see that my face kind of flattens out even more. Doesn't necessarily look unnatural, but it's going to change that perspective a little bit. And as you see these different examples here, you can keep this in mind about when you're taking video of your subject holding gear, when you're taking video of your subject holding the animal after the kill, you can kind of choose, what do I want to highlight in this? Do I want this to look really, really natural, like they're standing right here and their eye sees it? Do I want that little bit of wide angle distortion? What best tells your story? Like, I'm not going to shoot an interview with a 16 millimeter lens because the face isn't going to look quite right, but I might shoot an interview at 70 millimeters, at 85 millimeters, and get some nice compression. Watch for the next video with that, to get some compression and separate me from my background. Or I might want to shoot at 50 millimeters like we are right now, just to make it look as natural as possible. So take a look at these examples so you can see what it looks like with the different lens configurations and get an idea of what those numbers mean and how you can utilize them. All right, this is at 16 millimeters now. I had to move the camera significantly closer to kind of frame everything exactly how it was previously. And you can see that we still see a bit more of the room, but also my face looks a little bit different. And as I move in and out and kind of turn, you can see that it doesn't quite look as natural. So now we're going to just spin this over to 35. Face flattened out a little bit more, looks a little bit more natural. Got to back the camera up here. And here's 35 millimeters. We've backed the camera up a little bit, framed it about the same. And you can see, once again, we got natural look here. Still not quite exactly how your eye sees in the world, but a whole lot better than that 16. Here is 70 millimeters. Changed a little bit because I just don't have enough room in the house to get this further back. So you can see it's punched in even more. Nice compression, separation from the background. Once again, it's going to be another video, but you can see that still looking pretty natural here. Just a little bit different than that 50 millimeter that you guys are seeing. So let's do this again. I'm probably going to have to go stand away from the desk for this next one. And here is 100 millimeters. Once again, running out of space here, but you can see the shape of my face and still looking pretty natural, but it's kind of flattened out a little bit, not drastically, it doesn't look awkward, but it's a whole different perspective than when we're using the wider angle lenses here. And that's really where this caution is going to come from when you're trying to make something look really nice and natural. If you're trying to shoot it at 16, 20, 24 millimeters, and you want it to look like someone does to another person in the real world. As always, leave questions and comments below and let us know what other video topics you'd like us to cover so we can help you guys step up your game. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching Outback Outdoors. We encourage you to comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.